Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Plano Idea Exchange. I like to call it PIE for short. This is just a meeting where we get together. We're now doing it once a month on the last Wednesday of every month, and we talk about what we have and what we need in our real estate investing business. So thank you for joining me, Gabi. I just got the link sent out. I was actually sitting here at 5 minutes till, and someone said something about my call, and I went, oh my gosh. So been doing a lot today. Let me turn my phone on. Vibrate. So anyway, as I was saying, I was just doing the intro. We discuss things that we have and things that we need in our real estate investing business. And if you're watching it, if you're joining live, you're going to go to the StreamYard link that has been sent to your email if you are a previous attendee of Real Impact Plano. If you are watching on YouTube, feel free to, you have to subscribe to the channel, and then you can join the live chat and ask your questions in the chat, and we will do our best to answer those. And I'd like to introduce Miss Gabi Lockhart. She is our Impact Master Trainer in Denton and Wichita Falls, Texas. And then I am the Impact Master Trainer in Plano, Texas. My meetings are once a month, the first Saturday of every month from 9:30 in the morning until noon, and we meet in Addison. And Gabi, you'll have to tell me about yours because I know y'all have done some moving around. So what are your meeting dates?
Well, our meeting dates is actually next week, June 6th. We're going to meet at the country club at 6 p.m.
And that's in Wichita Falls?
That's in Wichita Falls. And
if y'all moved it to an evening, what day of the month?
It's the first Tuesday of the month.
First Tuesday of every month. Oh, you're doing the first Tuesday of the month also? Mm-hmm. Like Roger. Okay, so Roger's in Lindale, and he does his on the first Tuesday of the month.
Yes, we have it on the first Tuesday of the month. And then, but in July, it's going to be the second because the first Tuesday is 4th of July.
Yeah. So first Tuesday of the month, every month in Wichita Falls, y'all meet at the country club at 6 o'clock or 6:30?
6 o'clock, yes. And the next week, Aiden is going to be coming to speak.
Oh, so that's going to be exciting. Is he going to be talking about CPA, or is he talking about the new platform?
I'm not sure what he's going to be talking about. I did talk to my son, actually, who works with him in the internship, and he's still working on modifying the that new platform. So they're still working on that. So I don't know exactly if they're all done yet or not. I think they're going to roll it out in August.
Gotcha. I am trying to get a wholesaler on here.
Yeah.
And then Denton.
In Denton, we're gonna have the meeting on the 19th. I'm not sure who is speaking. I'm sorry.
The 19th is the
Monday, the third Monday.
Third Monday, and y'all meet at
Hill Springs Home, whatever it's called.
Spring Hill Inn and Suites in Denton.
Yes, exactly.
Spring Hill Inn and Suites in Denton. It's a lovely venue. I haven't gotten to go to your meeting since y'all moved to the country club, so I'll have to put that on my schedule. But being on a Monday, Tuesday night, and that's always, I get my hair done on the first Tuesday of every month. So I'm in East Texas, so I might not be able to make it to that one, but I do try to make it to your meetings in Denton. Let me see what y'all have going on. You said you didn't know who the speaker was, so let me check and see what your husband has planned.
Yes, and then actually on the 12th, you're going to be in HEB.
Oh, yes. Tell us about that.
So we're going to be in HEB meeting on the 12th of June, and we're going to talk about the money, the mind of money, how to figure it out and how to make it happen.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be the speaker, the presenter that night. Are y'all doing just a meeting, or is it a workshop? It's just a meeting.
It's going to be a meeting. It's not going to be a workshop, no.
Mm-hmm. And that one is at Home 2 Suites, and theirs is at 6:30, I believe. And that's in Bedford.
In Bedford.
Home 2 Suites in Bedford. Mm-hmm. If you need any information on where these meetings or the locations are, just reach out to us. You can reach out to me. Let me put our phone numbers up there because I'm looking for your meeting. Denton. Denton. Gosh, we've got a lot of groups. I'm not finding, it must be on more, load more groups. We have so many, I have to load more groups. Let me put your phone number up there. You can call Gabi Lockhart.
Mhm.
There's her phone number. And let's see if mine is a banner. There we go. There's both of our phone numbers. Because I definitely want to talk about the mastermind getaway. But first, I want to give a shout out. Thank you so much to Tristan Pham for giving me a recommendation for an appraiser, and he is
Yeah.
going to be giving me a quote this afternoon for a large package that we're trying to refinance. And so, Gabi, we're working on it. It's a lot. So now we have to figure out how to get into 19 properties because the appraiser is going to come up and we have to coordinate getting into 19 properties that have tenants in them. So it's going to take some work and some organization. So we're working on that. And
The other thing is we may have to have more than one appraiser going in because of the guidelines that we have to follow. So you may need to get about 3 or 4 appraisals to make that happen. And when I talked to my account executive yesterday, he said he's gonna talk to the AMC, that's the appraisal management company, and they're gonna see that I can get the price down as low as possible because it is a big, huge package.
it
And
is.
and you cannot. I mean, we will not allow the to be abused in that system. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it's a different story of my life, and the appraisals need to live too. So, and you just have to see it that way.
All right. I finally found Impact Denton.
We did.
But now,
Okay.
yes, I did. I'm trying to look and see what y'all's meeting is going to be about. Impact Denton. All right. So anyway, the appraiser that I talked to is from he lives in Frisco, and so he does a lot in the DFW area.
Mhm.
Let me close these. Sorry. I've got calls coming into my computer, and so I had to mute that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
But he does appraisals, and he usually charges $450 is the minimum. If they're right down the road and have a lot of comps that he can use,
Mhm.
and it's a simple lot and block without acreage. So those are things that make a difference whenever you're picking an
Oh, yeah,
appraisal.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I would love to have him on my panel.
Uh-huh.
And if you send me that, I will send because we do loans
Absolutely.
everywhere. So I will put him on my preferred panelist. I mean, I cannot pick the
Right.
appraiser, of course, but I can put him on my panel.
Right.
And I do have an AMC that I work with out of California. And then I'm just going to have to give you later on that appraisal management company information. So if they reach out to him, that he knows to accept it. Because
Right.
there are so many appraisal management companies out there. Some of them are so large that you cannot even comprehend how complicated it is to work with.
Right. I got
And oh, I mean, there were times my German personality came straight through.
you. Yeah, we were actually discussing that yesterday. That we know who we don't want to do our appraisals because I mean we've got.
And I need to know that I can know. I mean, I can know that too. You can send. We can send that in. Who we do not
Uh-huh.
know. I mean, um, as a loan officer, I mean, I did a loan down in south of here. Let's just say south of here, and because I don't want to get people speculating where who that person is, because I don't
Right.
want to bash this person down. But this appraisal was not doing her job, not doing the job right, and even accused us for giving the information out about the appraisal, and almost charging, I mean, filing against us with the VA. It was a VA loan, and the good thing was the underwriter was knew me because we have been dealing with a lot of loans together. We have worked together, and she knew my integrity and everything. So the VA appraisal management company called her and he said, "Well, do you know this loan officer? Would she do something like that?" And she said, "No, she would never do that."
Right.
So she stopped the bug right there. But this appraisal was so difficult, so I put this appraisal on the blacklist. And that's the good thing. I mean, we do not have to take abusive I mean, you find people in every category, even as loan officers. You find loan officers that don't do their job right. Okay, you
Right.
find appraisals, you find bankers, you find so many people, but you have to work with integrity, and integrity is one of the most important things that you need to do and that you have to have. And
Yes.
um, it's really important that we do our job right and do the job that we need to get done. I mean, we work with wholesalers. Some of the wholesalers are really good people, but some of them, they're just crooks. You have that with contractors, you have that with electric. I mean, you have to really weed out who is good. And that's what I really like about Impact, because the ones that we are having coming in, we try to invest in them and we see how they work. And if they don't do their job right, we may not recommend you.
Yeah, exactly. Because we know we have to stand behind
Yeah.
people that we recommend. And
Yeah.
I always, even with anything that I do, if I haven't worked with someone, I will say, now I've never worked with them, but they were recommended to me. So same with this guy. His name is Dustin Stuckey with Home. Let me look. I just sent him an email. Home.
And we always recommend, that you do a job diligently, because they may work well for us, but they may not work well with you
Right.
because of the different personalities. And that is
Absolutely.
okay too. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't match, doesn't work, you know?
Yep. And that's important. You want to have someone that you can work with.
Yeah.
So he is with Home Appraiser. Homewood Appraisal Group.
Okay.
Let me add that banner.
I mean, that's the nice thing is I love working with good appraisals. I personally cannot communicate with them. I mean, but I would love to just sit down with appraisals and just say, what is it that you expect from us?
Yes.
And I'm not gonna talk to you about a certain deal, but I just want to know I mean, I took some appraisal courses in the past, and it's not easy. I tell you one thing, those appraisals, they're doing a hard job. I mean, it's not just something that they go in and say, "Oh yeah, that's what it is," or "Well, that's how much you want." Well, there's a lot of math that you have to do. Believe me, I love math.
Right. Um, so when talking to him, that's a couple of things, that he was talking about was like we're talking about a portfolio.
Hmm.
So 19 properties, and he's like, what's the distance from one, like this one to the most? And it's
Hmm.
just two cities in Sherman and Denison. But I can imagine if you were because he said, if I have to go make 18 trips, you might not get a discount.
No.
But if I can go knock out 8 or 10 in one day because they're all in the same proximity, then I could probably do that.
Hmm.
That's what I did. I just had a conversation with him, and we've been talking about that a lot lately, about having conversations with people so that you can set expectations.
Yes.
John Martinez teaches about advanced agreements.
Hmm.
So you tell them, this is our process, this is what you can expect,
Right.
and this is what we will need. These are your next steps. This is what's going to happen now.
Hmm.
We used to tell people when we were going to look at properties, we would say, so what's going to happen next is that we're going to send this over, and Karen's going to call you, or Karen's going to be there at 2 o'clock on Saturday, or whatever the system was. Whatever, if we were, sometimes you have to deal with people like they're not real sure or they're available anytime. Let me see if she's available, and I'll have her call you back. Is that fair enough? Just so that people understand the process, because the process may make sense in your mind, but if you don't explain it to someone brand new,
Right.
then they're going to get confused. And like right now, we're working on finishing up some rehabs that we didn't anticipate we should have, but we didn't anticipate the holiday weekend coming up. And like we needed to get some windows replaced by Thursday, the 1st. And so we called them 2 weeks ago and they couldn't get to it because they were booked. And then it was going to be after the holiday. So then we had to call somebody else. And then when you call them and you leave a message in your mind, it's kind of, it's done, but it's not done until it's on the schedule. And so anyway, so we're doing a lot of scrambling right now, trying to get people prepared to move in to these houses. And it's a lot of coordination. It's a lot of, back and forth, and let's be clear on everything. And so yeah, it's a challenge, but we're working through it. So we are looking for, we really need a runner up in North Texas, up in Sherman and Denison. So I really thought it might be good for like a college or high school student that has a truck and is reliable and wants to work, and maybe doesn't have anything to do for the summer. And it's, it may require some loading and unloading or mowing a yard, things like that, or picking people up and taking them places, or picking up materials from Lowe's and delivering them to the property, picking up materials from a property, returning them to Lowe's. We have a big giant glass, what do you call it? It's not glass. It's a big bathtub that has a crack in it. One of those big fancy freestanding bathtubs, and it has a crack, and Lowe's won't come pick it up. We have to return it. And it's sitting in the middle of a bedroom right now, because what do we do with it? Things like that. And so it doesn't like require a lot of skill, but you just have to be a dependable, want to work. Let me go ahead and put my number up there.
And be on time.
Say it again.
Be on time.
Be on time. Show up. Let's see.
Yep.
Hiring. Okay. So I'm calling it a runner. I don't really know if there's another term. I don't know.
Somebody who is enjoying driving a car, going around, and does not mind.
Truck. Yes. Yeah, they definitely have to have a truck, because if we need them to haul materials or the lawnmower. So we have a couple of young day laborers that don't have a vehicle. They're trying to get their lives, fixed and on the mend. And so we're trying to help them out by giving them employment. And they're really hard workers, but they don't have a vehicle. So sometimes we'll say, okay, on Tuesday, we're going to pick y'all up and we're going to go and drop you off here, and you're going to mow this yard, and then you're going to go over here and mow this yard and this yard. So that's some, back and forth and waiting. Doesn't take skill, but, I thought especially like an 18-year-old that's like between high school and college and wants to make some money for the summer. Yeah. We just, that's what we're looking for. And we just hired a new maintenance guy today. So getting him started. And I was hoping to get him started before lunch, but that didn't happen because I looked up and it was 5 minutes till noon. So, Bobby, what do you have going on? Anything new in the mortgage broker world or lending world?
The main thing is, people are asking me, well, can you fund this deal? And I said, yeah, I can fund the deal, but you have to provide me documentation.
Yeah. And so what kind of documentation do you need?
For some reason, they just go and say, okay, got it. Click, here you have it. No. I have it on my phone. Hopefully it will not go on Facebook, because Facebook steals things from phones and stuff. Yeah. I don't want you to send me stuff like that on a picture. I need you to email it to me. Make it a PDF so that nobody can change it. That's really important.
Oh, that's so important. So I sent out that list earlier, and I actually did a spreadsheet. I thought about doing a PDF, but then I wanted him to be able to copy and paste the addresses if he needed to. And for me, a PDF is just not.
Well, that's a different.
Secure things.
That's different. Yeah. But I'm talking about pay stubs. You don't want them just to send them as a picture.
Yeah.
You need to download that stuff. Take the extra step.
Yep.
To pay the PDF. Because if I have to add more of my time to it, honestly, I'm going to have to charge you for it. Right. I mean, time is also valuable. And so is Karen's. So you need to basically, and she needs to remind herself on that.
I'm doing really good. So you'll be really proud of me. Somebody asked me to create a lease for them the other day. It's just a family member and it was a unique thing. They were just renting some land to someone that was going to put their RV on it for,
Mm-hmm.
just to make some money for land that's just sitting there,
Right.
because they still own their house, but they don't live in it. And I ended up having to turn a 14-page lease into, or 7-page lease into a 4-page lease, removing everything about the house. And they said, "How much are you going to charge me for it?" And I said, "Well, does $50 sound fair enough?" And he was like, "Absolutely." His wife was like, "More. That's more than generous." So, when can you get it done? And I said, "Oh, I'll have it done tonight." And then I got to looking at it and I had to make all those changes. So I didn't get it to them until like the next day. But I got it done, sent over to them. They didn't ask for any changes. I asked the information that I needed to know. They gave me the information I needed. I was able to put it in and send it over to them.
Yeah, I
But
talked to him. It's time consuming if you need to get it. If I have to go back and back and back. I mean, I had a contractor, but he and I talked yesterday to one of our wholesaler, and he said, but I referred somebody over to you, but he hasn't gotten a loan yet. I said, yeah, because I never got his documentation, only pictures.
yeah,
I cannot work with pictures. And he said, well, okay, that makes sense. And I said, you don't accept pictures, just, you need documentation too when you do a wholesale.
yeah,
And same thing for me. And I think a lot of people don't understand. And honestly, I didn't understand it either until I was sitting on that part of the table.
uh-huh.
Like why that I just don't care. I just gonna get it to you somehow or the other. And I don't even know how much chaos I caused.
Well, Gabi, just talking to you every day. So Gabi and I mastermind every morning, and I didn't hear from you this morning, but I got up on time. I was actually up working at 4:20 this morning. I have been up nonstop working since 4:20. I had things to work on for the getaway. I had things to work on for the company up north, and I mean, I've had, it was a lot of projects that I'm
Mhm.
not able to get to anymore that I used to have time to do. But working with them, I'm taking calls all throughout the day and coordinating with, doing property management. So coordinating with contractors to get tenants' work orders finished, talking with prospective tenants, selling them on a different house, selling them on a house that fits their needs. Because if they look at a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex and they're disappointed because they're needing something bigger, nicer, and they can afford it, I can think to myself, what else do we have that might work for them? And put them in a home that they're going to be better. Like some people just need the cheapest thing that we have. And, I feel bad because sometimes they're like, well, I'm on a fixed income. I only make $600 a month. And I'm like, we don't have anything. Like we don't have anything that cheap. And I really wish that there were more 1-bedrooms, but it's just really hard to find a 1-bedroom.
It is. And I mean the thing this morning I was running out of time. I had to meet somebody at 7:45 and I had to and I made a I have a new loan officer with me in the office.
Yay!
Yes, I'm really excited. I'm also gonna train him eventually on Blazing Star Capital. But he has to learn basically from one loan to many loans and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. His name is Mike. And so he got a new loan in and I was working on it yesterday. So I have my thing what I need to do throughout the loan process, and I'm going like, well, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this because he needs to learn how to do this and this and this. So I
Right,
pulled it all out, but in my mind I had a check mark. I have done it already, right? And
right.
so last night I was laying in, or this morning, or whatever it was, I woke up and go like, oh no, I didn't do my job right. So because he left because he had to take, they are in a foster care and they had to take somebody to an appointment. And so this morning I sent a text message to my process and I said, don't touch it. It's not ready. So I came in early and then I had a meeting and then so I had to finish this all up. So this morning was a little bit crazy, and that's why I didn't call. And
Right.
so I had to get this all done and straightened out and stuff like that. So it was kind of, but it was exciting, to make that happen. And so I told him, he came in at that time when I was still working. I said, okay, this is what I did. This is how I had to do it, and this is what you have to do, and this is where this goes. But don't worry about it. We're gonna learn that slow way because if you have 9 pages and you need to know on everything that you need to do on it, it's just
Right.
overwhelming.
There,
And
there are a lot of steps, and there are different steps for different types of loans, right?
oh yeah, yes, yes. And then you have to run the desktop underwriter, and then you go get an arrow. Go like, put it in there. What happened? So you have to go back and back and back and go like, why I clicked that thing? Why is this not working? So you have to go back and double check and fill it in again because somehow it didn't save, and then you have to go back, and it's just like it takes time. So it takes to get a loan into the system correctly to upload and everything. The first time it can take you about 3-4 hours,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's not just it. I mean, there's a lot of work you have to do in a loan process. You have to monitor it. You have to communicate with underwriting, with processing, with the client. You have to update them. I'm working on a wonderful deal in Buna right now. I'm really excited for them to buy that house.
What city?
Buna, Buna, down by Lumberton, Houston, down area.
Okay. So
And
where all do you land, Gabi?
huh?
Where all do you land?
All over Texas.
All over Texas.
With the American Mortgage Company, I can do all over Texas.
And with American Mortgage Company, you can do mortgages. You
Yeah, I
can
do
help.
basically conventional FHA, VA, USDA. We have some specialty loans too that we can do. We have a few commercial deals too that we can do. Um, yeah,
DSCR.
yeah, and the special thing about American Mortgage Company is we are a broker.
Mm-hmm.
So we do not have a big building that we have to feed hundreds of people in it.
Right.
So basically, it is us. So where my computer is, I can work from and have
Right.
internet. Basically, that's it. That's my overhead. I chose to have an office because I call it my world of numbers because I need my peace and quietness,
Uh-huh.
and I need to meet these people, and I don't want, some people you just meet and you go like, that's great, you can come to my office. It's better to be in an office, because you don't. I had some people come into my house when I did work from home, and I was very uncomfortable,
Yeah.
um, because they were like, "Well, I want to live in a house like that." I'm like, "Yeah, but you don't have the income. What can I
Right.
do about that?" And that's yeah. I mean, it's not that I live in an extraordinary house or anything. I live normal home, but you know, at that time I didn't. It's just everybody has a different stand. I mean, it came to the point at one point my Tim bought me a new purse. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still have that purse, and I had a lady a borrower walking into my office, and she wanted my purse.
You didn't sell it to her, right?
No, no, I still have it. I mean, but she got mad with me about me having that purse.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah, because she decided that she deserves that purse more than I do. I
Oh,
mean,
it
I,
was a gift from your husband.
and so I didn't know what to do. So I hid my purse all the time, and I still have my purse somewhere else because of that situation. Because
Right.
that person judged me for having that purse.
That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
So,
but you never know who you deal with people.
so I've actually thought about that as well. We've always had a home office,
Hmm.
and I don't. I used to have people come to the house, like to sign a lease, or especially like an owner finance deal, if they were coming to drop off a large sum of money, even if it was a cashier's check. Yeah, I just didn't feel comfortable. I felt like they needed to know it wasn't a scam. You know,
Hmm.
so we did some rent, not owner finance, but rent to own. Whenever you're taking that large deposit, and you want to make sure that you're having a clear understanding on what they're signing.
Hmm.
Um, and then, our leases are pretty much all automated, especially even today, even the rent to own are. But sometimes they want to meet with a human.
Right.
And so I did. And plus, I used to notarize documents for people. And so I would have people come to my home office, but my office was in the front of the house. So when they came in, it was that first living room
Right.
that I just had turned into my office. And it encouraged me to keep my office clean because I might have somebody coming over.
Absolutely.
sign documents. But I've thought about that recently. Like we might need to consider getting a small office space to rent because we have so much going on, and we very likely might have tenants showing up to pick up something, or contractors picking up stuff. There was actually one place that had like it was an office in the front, and in the back it had a warehouse, so you could store stuff, like store building materials. And I
Hmm.
thought that that would really help solve a lot of issues. So it's still something I'm thinking about. But then logistically, where do you go? You know,
Well,
uh,
I think you need to meet outside of the office, and so you can rent those places sometimes for an hour or two.
yeah,
And I mean, those that works too if you
the
just
shared
want to.
workspaces. So I've
Yeah.
checked into that, but they actually, to do the shared workspace, to have access to that room, that conference room, you
Hmm.
often have to be a member, or it's really high priced. But we actually have one right around the corner from where I live,
Hmm.
and it was an old a furniture display place, and they bought it and then turned it into a shared what is it called?
I don't know. It's a time.
Co- co-working
co-
co-working space.
time
I don't remember what that's called,
You
but
know, I think it's really important just to protect yourself as because you have small children at home
oh
still.
yeah, yeah. I've never had anyone come to the house whenever.
Yeah, but still, I mean, people see. I mean, they may just leave a little toy on the floor that you missed.
Yeah,
You don't want to open up a door for somebody else to take advantage of. I
yeah,
mean, I know this is not really talking about real estate and impact, but I think that's a big lesson that we really need to pay attention to. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. It doesn't matter. You need to protect yourself by having an office and just or going out and see if you have a friend who has an office that you can jump in and say, hey, if I give you $50 a month, can I come in and just sit on your desk from.
use this conference room. Actually, there's a an attorney that I know that has a conference room.
Mhm.
Um, and I was good friends with his wife, and he actually handled my divorce for me. And so I might be able to check with him and say, hey, can I pay you $50 a month for us to have, a 15-minute meeting occasionally
That could
here in
be,
your conference room, so
that
that we
could
don't have to. That's a great idea, Gabi. You're full of great ideas. Let me write that down so I don't forget.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to have that relation, have a place to go, and also sometimes it helps you to be more motivated to make those phone calls and doing things because you feel more accountability that you have to pay for that office space too.
Right, exactly. Um,
And it just helps. I mean, yeah, when you work from home, I mean, during COVID, we all had to work from home. Sometimes you just basically barely make. I mean, I always dressed myself up. I always got ready to go to work. But
yep.
some people, when I saw them on the Zoom call, were like, "Are you in your PJs? You go get dressed." You know,
Yeah,
it's just, I mean, it's just what it is. You're getting very relaxed, and that's not the right thing to do. You really have to be professional.
I have to tell you a story. So I've worked from home since 2016, and we used to have weekly meetings,
Hmm.
and it was always on Zoom, and it would be like 2 hours long. They were level 10 meetings. They're supposed to be an hour and a half, but some of them went long. But I remember watching back some videos, and I didn't even realize I did it. I wasn't ready for the meeting, and it may have just been a daily huddle. I think it was a level 10. So level 10s are supposed to be like structured and an hour and a half and blah, blah, blah. But I remember going back and watching a video one time, and I literally had my hair in a towel where I had just gotten out of the shower and got my makeup done, got dressed, but my hair was in a towel. And at some point during the call, I like pulled my hair down and put it up in a ponytail. I don't know. It was crazy. But I remember thinking that. I was like, why did I do that? Like, why wasn't I prepared? The meetings were structured. So
Yeah.
that was funny. Okay, dear. Well, I appreciate you. Oh, let's talk about the getaway, and then I got to get off of here.
Yes.
Um, do I have the mastermind getaway slides on here?
No, I'm really excited with the getaway. I mean, it's really going to be exciting. So I talked yesterday to Mike about it, and he said, "So you're going to take me?" And I said, "No." You can go yourself if you want to go.
That's hilarious. Oh, there it is. Okay. I've got a
Yes,
few slides.
yes. I'm
Um,
excited on it. I really am. And so it's going to be awesome.
how do I get this off of here?
We're going to have a lot of great speakers,
Yes.
and we're going to have a really great keynote speaker.
Yes. Let's
He's
see if we've got those on here. So our mastermind getaway is September the 20th to the 24th. Now, what we do is we spend 5 days, 4 nights in Cancun at an a 5-star resort, which is all inclusive. This year we're going to Dreams Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa in Cancun, September the 20th to the 24th. And Coach Michael Burt is our keynote speaker. Now, Coach Michael Burt, he believes that everyone deserves a good coach in life. So even Gabi and I, even though we are real estate investing coaches, we also have our own coaches. We have our own mentors that we look to for guidance, and because you need to always be. And anyway, so he's an author and he's a real estate coach. I mean, he's not a real estate coach. He is a life and business coach. I'm going to mute you, Gabi. There you go. So he is going to be our keynote speaker, and he's going to be delivering some information about flip the switch. So flip the switch is basically how do you get yourself motivated every single day. And he basically just teaches you how to do that and encourages you to do that. And so we look forward to that, hearing from him that day. Let me take Gabi's phone number off of here so I can see more. Here we go. Other mastermind getaway. Then we have our very own Roger Pascal. Roger is co-founder of Real Impact Training Systems, and he is our CEO. He is the renowned subject to specialist, and he is going to be talking to us about creative financing, featuring subject to. So he'll be talking about owner financing, wraps, subject to, any kind of creative finance. You can do multiple, like you can do creative financing where you take over a property subject to the existing mortgage, and then you have the seller carry the other. Randy Hughes is going to be there talking. He's Mr. Land Trust. We'll be talking about protecting your assets with land trusts. We'll have our keynote speaker, Coach Michael Burt, and his wife, Natalie Burt. And we have myself and Eric Short talking about the visionary integrator relationships and how vital that is, that you have a clear understanding of each other's strengths and weaknesses. We have Greg Gray talking about building your rental portfolio and especially handling evictions. We all want to avoid them, but at some point you got to handle them, so you might as well know how. Tim and Gabi Lockhart, Gabi that was just with us, will be talking about the money mindset. David and Vivi Caballero will be talking about rehabbing in today's market. Doug and Renee Toon will be talking about buying tax sales in Texas. And then Tao and David Wynn are going to be talking about sober living homes and private assisted living homes. We are so excited about the lineup that we have this year. Then this is us in 2022. We had over 60 real estate investors in attendance. Now we had 78 altogether, but not all of those were real estate investors. We had some children, we had some spouses, parents. So it was a great time, but there were a lot of us. You have an option to do the VIP upgrade for an additional $5,000, which includes you get an upgraded room to Ocean View. You get an extra night on September the 19th, so you get to come a day early. You get to have a dinner with all the experts on Tuesday night. You get airfare for 2 adults, transportation from the airport to the resort and back. We're going on a yacht trip, so you get to go on the yacht excursion. You get dinner with the keynote speaker and Coach Michael Burt and his wife. You get a VIP badge, and you have everything done for you. So this is like having somebody else completely take care of all the reservations and the flight and all that. So you don't have to coordinate any of that. We're going to take care of it for you for that additional fee of $5,000. So all this is a true mastermind combined with true vacation. And it's only $49.95 for 2 adults and 2 children, 12 and under. Now, the prices are subject to change. Our cutoff date for booking your own trip is July the 20th. So the trip is $49.95, and then the VIP upgrade is an additional $5,000. But the best part is if you attend one of the any Real Impact franchise monthly meeting in person, you're going to get a chance to scan the QR code to get registered for our giveaway. And you also will be given a discount code that is good for $1,000 off. So all you have to do to save $1,000 is just attend a local meeting. We have several coming up. You can go to realimpactevents.com and click on meetings and find out where the meetings are near you. We have live meetings in Arlington, Waco, Waco, Arlington, Lindale, Texas, Longview, Texas, Wichita Falls, Denton, Plano, which meets in Addison, HEB, which meets in Bedford, and I think that's it. I hope I didn't forget anybody. Oh, Grand Prairie. In Oklahoma City. So we have several opportunities for you to attend a local event to save $1,000. If you need to know where the meeting near you is, give me a call at 903-445-6023. That's my cell phone, and I will let you know where the meeting is near you. We also have, we all have a monthly meeting in person, and then we also have some workshops and other meetings that we have. And as long as you attend an in-person meeting of any kind, we will be sure and give you that discount. I see Gabi is back. Add to stream. There you go. All right, now you're back. Let's see if I'm done with the, nope. Okay, attend a Real Impact monthly meeting to receive a discount, plus you get registered for our giveaway. Now, our giveaway, you're going to get a $10,000 prize. You're going to get to come to the mastermind getaway, which is a $5,000 value, plus you get the VIP upgrade for $5,000. It's going to be amazing. So that one lucky winner is going to win that on July 30th. That's our drawing. But don't wait to see if you win, because then you're not going to be able to book, because we're cutting off our bookings on July 20th. And I think we already have about 35 people registered to go on this, 36 people registered to go on this trip. So you can also bring your children, but the children will not. So if you book your room and then you win the free trip, you're going to get reimbursed. So don't wait. Just go ahead and purchase your tickets, get it booked. And if you win, then you'll just get reimbursed. No problem. But the giveaway is only for 2 adults. So if you're taking children, we'll have to figure out another option for that. So it's just something we got to think about.
Yeah, don't forget to say also, if you bring children, right now we have a book of rooms booked.
Yep.
that are children for 12 and under can go for free.
Yep.
That can change if you need more rooms to book, then it can go to a different, like 2 and under are free. So keep that in mind, that it's not for us to sell you the
if you're considering taking children that are 12 and under, you need to book now, because when we get these rooms booked and we have to buy another block of rooms, we may lose that. It may be 2 and under, or it may say no children under 2.
Yes.
Of any age. You'll have to pay you have to pay an extra, I think it's $250 per child is the additional rate. So you can still bring them, but you have to pay that extra.
Yes. We have really great children's programs too. I mean, I'm kind of.
They do, yeah. I haven't gotten a chance to look through all the pictures yet. I need to do that.
It's amazing. I mean, I always take advantage of looking at stuff, because I want to make sure that I would take my kids, but my kids are too old now. But I hope next year I can take my son at least.
Yeah, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. So you can sign up now at mastermindgetaway.com and just click the links. If you are already a Real Impact attendee at any of our locations, make sure you pick that location as your group affiliation. And of course, if you're in my area in Plano, pick Plano. And if you're in Gabi's locations at Denton or Wichita Falls, pick those locations.
Right.
And that's it. I've got to wrap it up for today. I've got a full afternoon scheduled, and I just needed to put this in here. And I just want to remind everybody that we've changed this date. We're only doing the Real Impact Plano ID Exchange podcast on the last Wednesday of every month at noon Central Standard Time, unless it conflicts with the holiday. But I don't think there are any that would conflict with the holiday except for maybe New Year's.
Okay.
So, no, that would be the first day of the month. But I'm not doing it on New Year's Eve. But I don't know. We'll worry about that in 6 months. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all at the last day of June. Let's see what day that is. That is going to be
28th.
June 28th at noon Central Standard Time. We'll see you then. Gabby, I will see you this afternoon or talk to you this afternoon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.